Good morning, Louisa.
How is everybody today? Great. All right, good. We're glad you're here. And there is a rabbi in Jerusalem, and he's in his 90s now. And this rabbi has been going to the Western Wall for decades, every day, twice a day, to pray. So he goes to the Western Wall, and he's in his 90s now, for over 60 years. An American journalist, female journalist, she got wind that there was a rabbi in Jerusalem going to the Western Wall and praying, and she wanted to see if it was true for herself. So she went to Israel, she went to the Western Wall, and she saw him praying. She did this a few times, twice a day like clockwork. So finally she approached him and she said, "Rabbi, sir, what is it you're doing?" And he goes, "I'm praying." And she goes, "What are you praying for?" And he goes, "I come here every day, twice a day, for 60 years, and I pray for world peace. I pray for peace between our nations." And the journalist, she looks at him and she says, "How does that feel?" And he says, "Like I'm talking to a wall." Don't you love it? That came from Hans. So Hans, thank you. So today our topic is laugh and be well. And laughter is truly a divine idea. Hasn't every person in this room been in a situation that's tense or a conversation that's really heated and somebody cracks a joke or says a funny, and everyone in the conversation or the situation laughs? And all the tension just disappears. It's dissipated. Laughter heals. It heals. So laughter is a divine idea. And Ernest Holmes, there's a quote that I want to get it right. There's a quote that Ernest Holmes says in the Science of Mind text, so I'm going to read it. And he says, "If we look at love long enough, we shall become lovely, for this is the way of love. God is love. If we gaze longingly at joy, it will make its home with us, and we shall enter its portals and be happy." End quote. So what about laughter? If we laugh long enough, if we laugh enough, what will that do? Will it make us healthy? In the Old Testament of the Bible, it's written, "And God laughed." And in the literal sense of the Old Testament, when Abraham was told that he was having another son, he laughed. Because his wife Sarah couldn't have any kids, and she was older than childbearing age. So Abraham laughed. And metaphysically, this child who was born's name is Isaac. And Isaac represents, and its meaning is laughter. And God laughed. So laughter is a divine idea. It's in the Old Testament. And what Isaac is known for, whether it's a traditional church or a New Thought church, or you're a member of the Jewish faith or the Islamic faith, Isaac means to laugh. Isaac means peaceful, spiritual, really happy. And that's what Isaac is known for in the Bible. for someone with a peaceful countenance because they laugh. So what happens to us when we laugh? What happens to our bodies? First, when we laugh, our breath deepens, our heart is stimulated, and our lungs are stimulated. So our heart beats faster, and our lungs take in more air, and our blood pressure rises temporarily. And then we oxygenate more blood. So there's more oxygen in our blood. So while we're laughing, we are elite athletes, because elite athletes all have more oxygen in their blood than the rest of us. And then, after the oxygen is released, more oxygen, endorphins. Endorphins are created, and those are the feel-good hormones. So as we release more endorphins while we're laughing, what happens is that's natural pain relief. Endorphins are our natural pain relievers. That's what happens when people are long-distance cyclists, long-distance runners. They release endorphins. And then after the endorphins are released, we produce more, literally more immune cells, healthy immune cells, which help our immune systems. And then, I love this one, because this is what researchers say. We burn 78 times more calories when we're laughing than when we're resting. So think about it. We can all watch a sitcom on TV and burn 78 times more calories than watching Law and Order or NCIS or another drama, right? And then, after that, after we burn all those calories, that's coming attractions. After we burn, no, literally, it is coming attractions. After we burn those calories, our internal organs and our face muscles and our diaphragms, they go jogging. The researchers call it internal jogging, that they get moved around, and that's really healthy for our bodies. And then we relax. Our blood pressure and our heartbeat return to normal. And we feel good, right? That's what we do when we laugh. And Blake is setting us up for a really fun video. So let's watch it for a second.
We were downstairs boxing chocolates.
Oh, they kicked me out of there fast.
Why?
I kept pinching them to see what kind they were. This is the 4th department I've been in.
Oh, I didn't do so well either.
All right, girls. Now, this is your last chance. If one piece of candy gets past you and into the packing room unwrapped, you're fired.
Yes, ma'am.
Let her roll!
Oh, this is easier.
Yeah, we can handle this, okay?
Listen, Ethel, I think this... I think we're fighting a losing game. Here she comes.
Fine, you're doing splendidly. Speed it up a little!
Oh my gosh. Doesn't it feel good to laugh? Isn't that fun? can we talk about laughter and not laugh, right? It literally brings tears to our eyes, doesn't it? So, Laugh and Be Well is also about joy. And there is a book that we have in the bookstore by Genevieve Barron, and it's called Your Invisible Power. And this is what she says about joy. And it's a really easy book to read. She was the only student of, some of you have maybe heard of a judge called Thomas Troward. And this is a 97-page book, and it is packed. Not every chapter, not every page, every sentence. It's really gives pause to think about. This was the Prosperity 2 class that we did here recently for 10 weeks. This was the background study for Prosperity 2, and it is well worth the read. And this is what she says about joy. In every word you use, there is a power germ which expands and projects itself in the direction your word indicates, and ultimately develops into physical expression. For example, you wish the consciousness of joy. Repeat the word joy secretly, persistently, and emphatically. The repetition of the word joy sets up a quality of vibration which causes the joy germ to begin to expand and project itself until your whole being is filled with joy. She was born in the 1800s, so we might use the word seed versus germ, but it's the genesis of a word. So just say it a couple of times while I take this book back. Say to yourself out loud quietly the word joy. Just say it and experience it. It's joy, joy, joy. One more time, joy. So what happens? Our mouth turns up. We smile. We can't help but smile when we say the word joy, because it has a consciousness behind it. It has a vibration behind it. And every word does. So here we are practicing the science of mind. Actually, also the science of the heart. And joy is a big part of that. So we learn and we come to really grasp that all change starts from the inside out, from the center, which is God, within us, to the circumference, which is the effect. So first we feel it, then we see it. So we desire more joy in our life. Let's say there is just something that's just not going right. It might be your job, it might be a relationship, it might be, you can fill in the blank, something that's just not going right in your life. And you want to feel more joyous about it, or more loving about it, or more at peace about it. So what do? You don't go to that other person and you have to change this, that, and the other thing. Well, we do sometimes, but it doesn't work, right? We go within and we change our own awareness. So repeating the word joy over and over to ourselves will set up a new vibration within ourselves. We will encompass it. We will become it. We will live from it. And as the only way anything manifests in life is by becoming it. All that we are, each and every one of us in this room, is our awareness. So as we desire something new in our life, we bring it in by knowing that it's ours already. And a technique to do that is what Genevieve Barron is saying in Your Invisible Power. You start with repeating the word. Maybe the last thing on this God's earth you're feeling is happiness. But you start saying the word happy, or you start saying the word joy. And as you repeat it, we can only think one thought at a time. So as we say that to ourselves, we begin to notice something new. And what we're noticing is a new feeling, or we're noticing out in life that maybe people are kinder to us, that someone's passed it forward to us. You know, maybe you're a young mom, or you've had young children and you were at the grocery store and your toddler was sitting in the, in the cart and just fussing, and you were, everybody in line, could hear your toddler, and either the clerk or the person behind you was so kind to you and said really nice things to you. And your toddler calmed down because you calmed down also. But your toddler calmed down whether you did or not. And so then you were able to leave the grocery store and pass it on. And someone else then passed that on. And the same thing happens on the freeway, but in reverse, right? So unless we really, can take a hold of ourselves at times. So when we desire more of any quality, including humor, laughter, well-being, to bring it forth into our lives, we have to call it forth. We have to put on the consciousness of. And that's one of the reasons we'll repeat the word. So we're going to have one more video, and it's going to take Blake a little second to bring that up. So who here wants more joy in your life? Oh, yeah. Who wants more laughter in your life? Yeah. More fun? Yeah. So watching this kind of thing kind of moves that along a little bit. So let's enjoy.
All right.
Hello, friends. I'm your Vitameatavegamin girl. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you poop out at parties? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle.
Now you pick up the bottle.
Oh,
A little higher. That's right.
the answer to all your problems is in this little bottle. Vitameatavegamin. Vitameatavegamin contains vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Yes, with Vitameatavegamin, you can spoon your way to health. All you do is take a tablespoonful after every meal.
Now you take some.
Oh. It's so tasty, too. It's just like candy.
No. Look, you're supposed to like the stuff. You've got to smile, be happy.
Yes.
Now try it again.
Yes, sir. It's so tasty, too. Just like candy.
Nope, once more.
It's so tasty, too. It's just like candy.
That's going to be fine. You just go ahead.
Okay. So why don't you join the thousands of happy, peppy people and get a great big bottle of Vitameatavegamin tomorrow? That's Vitameatavegamin.
So I Love Lucy. Many of you have heard of Norman Cousins, right? He was a professor, and in the early 1970s, he developed a very serious disease. And he was already had a health regimen. And part of the health regimen was he took high doses of vitamin C every day. So he also was a positive thinker, and he was an optimist. and he had a really robust sense of life, and he really lived large. So he decided that he was going to watch comedies and laugh. And I don't know if he did research on it or not, but he lived to write a book called, and it was a bestseller, called Anatomy of an Illness. So he and his wife would watch these comedies. They had a movie projector, and they had them on loops. And he said that for 10 minutes of a belly laugh, it would have the effect of a pain reliever for 2 hours, and he could sleep. Wow, right? So whenever the effect of the laughter was wearing off while he was ill, his wife would cue up the movie projector, I mean, like, you know, the reel-to-reel, the old kind, and they would watch movies and laugh. And then he would fall asleep, usually, and he would be pain-free for a while. And that is literally documented in his book, and that's how he healed himself. So, and I don't know what the disease was because he doesn't really say, but evidently it is documented by doctors that it was very debilitating. So if Norman Cousins can do that, if that's what laughter does, and it's been documented, how good can it be for us to laugh, right? And to love life. It always diffuses a situation. It brings the energy of a room up. We feel better. We feel more engaged. We feel more like we're part of life. So what I really want to leave us with today is, if there's a quality, including laughter, because laughter is a God quality, that you desire to have more of in your life, say that word. Repeat it over and over to yourself. Just experiment with it. And don't poo-poo it. Don't have any judgment about it. Just feel the vibration growing within yourself of the word quality that you desire to bring forth in your life this summer, this week, now. And then say it, notice it, and what happens, we become it. That's how life works. It's from the inside, from the center to the effect, to the circumference. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and so it is. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.